Boyle Heights, one of the centers of Mexican culture. Everything from dance, music, and community. But on top of all this, it is also one of the many epicenters for gentrification. Gentrification is a process of renovating and improving a house or district so that it conforms to middle class taste. Because of this, we decided to interview members of the community to see their views on gentrification.
Okay, so what is gentrification to you?
Um, Gentrification to me is when more affluent people that are actually making a significant amount of money, are moving into lower income communities.
So basically, for me, it's a renovation of old buildings or new construction in low-income communities.
Okay. Do you consider gentrification good or bad?
To be quite honest with you, I don't believe that it's good and bad. There's no definitive answer. So people that have money are moving into low income places, raising property values up for people that have been living in these communities for a very long time. So it helps them in the sense that if they were to ever want to move out, they're probably going to get more money for their properties. One of the downfalls of gentrification, though, is that a lot of these people that go into these communities, they don't spend their money in the community. So they move in because it's closer to work. It's more cost effective for them. But at the same time, it affects small businesses, like a taqueria that was there now is a gourmet sandwich shop or a gourmet pizza shop. Also, as well, if there was a small coffee shop that was being ran by a community resident, and they closed down because now Starbucks rolls in. So there's positives and negatives on both sides of gentrification.
I consider it a bad thing.
Why?
The reason is because when you start building these infrastructures that are brand new to the community, they might be overpriced, and they might scare away some of the locals from trying to improve themselves.
Do you think it's fair for people to be displaced by gentrification?
Absolutely not. Again, going back to the last question, it's positives and negatives. So when these people, affluent individuals, regardless of race, color, religion, they go into these low income communities and they have money. They have the power and monetary finances to be able to go into these places and or communities, low income communities, and be able to buy. And unfortunately, as a result of that, people are displaced from their residencies that they've been for maybe ever, either renting or trying to buy their dream, maybe not necessarily the American dream, but their dream. And it's just one of those negative consequences of gentrification.
I don't believe it's displaced. Many people in the area come to this country to live this American dream and starting a new life. Building these new infrastructures makes them more harder to obtain because they're pricier. So it seems like it's a far reach for them to be able to afford these homes or these places to live in.
That's my final question. Would you fight for gentrification? If yes, how would you fight it, and what would be your plans?
Like I said earlier when I was talking with you, I think that's the best question of all, including the question of whether gentrification is right or wrong. There's positives and negatives. What I believe with gentrification is as long as that we continue to keep the culture and the community if there's a equal balance, then I would think it would make sense in the sense of having, like in Boyle Heights, Lincoln Heights, East LA, primarily Latino culture, and having outsiders come in and, for lack of a better statement, taking over, that they respect the culture, they respect the community, that they understand the history of those communities, how hard it was, how hard it's been, how long it's taken to be where they are at. So that to me it's a vague answer, but I truly believe that. I truly believe that if there is an equal balance of people coming in, respecting the culture, respecting the community, respecting the residences, the people that live there, the businesses that are there, then I would lean maybe towards that. But if you're not spending your money there, if you are just taking advantage of the fact that it's a cheaper place to buy because it's closer to your work, it's closer to your gym, it's closer to or just makes it easier for your life, and you don't contribute to those communities, and you don't respect or you don't uphold the feeling, the sentiment of being in that community, then no. But if you're there for the right reasons and you have an actual stake in that community, then I would lean yes. But that's a very difficult question to answer. It really is.
That's